What's up, everybody? This is Raf204 with,
Very
and we are back. Long time, man. I think we're being a little lazy. What do you think?
yes,
We
quite
got to get
busy.
back on this a little faster. But the reason that we take a little longer is because we want to come up with better topics to talk about, more interesting topics. And this one we
That's
can't avoid.
exactly we're gonna do fucking see second series of the same type with that we already talked about.
Well, this one we can't avoid because it's freaking everywhere in gaming news, and we just got to really talk about it. We just have to. We can't avoid this one. This one is it's big, it's huge. Xbox creating a console slash hybrid. We talked about this video. We talked about this topic and this situation where Xbox was going to do this or Steam was going to do it. Someday, and this I'm definitely gonna link the video in the description for that video because it got a lot of praise. So basically we just basically talked about how Xbox was when with this handheld that they had that has pretty much access to every storefront, um and they were gonna do the same thing similar to their console, their next console, right? um and we talked about that, and we said a lot of things in that video. So but just to come back to it, I said it's a great idea, it's an awesome idea. I think that Steam should take this approach. I think Steam is already halfway there when it comes to Steam big picture mode. I think that they should definitely consider, I think they are, I really think they are, and they should consider doing a console, um, and have it, play big picture mode, Steam, whatever. Uh, what do you think, V, on that one?
Well, I think yeah, I suppose you can only play so many games in a whatever dedicated platform store for the consoles, whichever,
Hmm.
and expanding your repertoire like that. It's very natural, I guess, direction because a lot of the games, clearly AAA games and the studios that make them having a trouble really, hitting the ballpark, I suppose, with all the shit they putting up,
Yeah.
and where the good, where the games that people want to play actually are the games that are not being necessarily released for firsthand on big stores like that on proprietary consoles,
Yeah.
and that's where the Steam comes in with its a selection of smaller quality varies, I suppose, but smaller titles that are more beloved, have a more passion in them than the current state of gaming, I suppose.
Yeah. I think um um well, question for you, like, do you like this approach when it comes to like having all the storefronts in one? I mean, of course Xbox is gonna focus on their store first, and then do this like what's on the screen right now, which is like all the storefronts coming out in one. What do you think about that for a console, on like
Well, for a
for
con-
for like your for like your TV at home, your big, I know you don't play on TV, but a lot of console players do, right? So what do you think about that?
well, yes, that's a quite that much more choice for the people who really don't care about the choice and play whatever whatever is the quickest. They don't really think about it, but yeah, I suppose maybe
I think
it
it's
it,
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 I think it's a
it
great
gives a
idea.
lot of choice. Yeah.
I think it's an amazing idea. I just don't. I really, to tell you the truth, I don't want Xbox to be the one to do it first, which looks like they're gonna do it. They got about 2 more years to go, and their console's gonna be released. That's what they said, 2027. Um, I don't want them to do it. I wanted Steam to do it, and it looks like they're the ones that are gonna be doing it. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, um Steam, they're right there, they're like halfway there. All they got to do is come out with a box that connects to your TV, and you press the button on the Steam controller, or a keyboard and mouse. They can even put that as accessories or whatnot, and then just boom, the reason that they're doing this approach is, as you know, there's a lot of console gamers that are afraid of going to PC. They are afraid because they don't want the problems that come with PC, which is not a lot anymore. There are a lot of problems, but not a lot. As you, as an old PC head, do you see it with a new, like my rig, for example? Do you see that I don't have a lot of problems with my rig? Do you see that new PCs don't have a lot of problem?
Yeah, depends on how you build it, I suppose, right? And those consoles, handhelds, that's kind of their whole point is that they're, in a sense, you can say the console is really just a solid, a solidly built for a specific reason, for a PC built for a specific reason and purpose,
Yeah,
and if you know the exact purpose and reason, then you can build it very,
which I
very
think is what the
stably.
approach that they're gonna take. Yeah,
Yes.
go on. What were you saying?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, they try to replicate the PC, I suppose, in that sense, but because of Microsoft really, right, they selling services, not the hardware, I suppose. It's just
Yeah,
it's just additional,
which
income
makes
in that
sense.
sense.
Yeah,
Yes,
which makes sense. I think.
and so that's why they're so even though you wish for them not to do that, so eager to do that also because because they have to meet their monthly budgets, quarterly quotas, for that also.
Yeah, I think. To me, I think that that's a great idea. I just, like I said once again, I didn't want Xbox to be the first ones to do it. I think that Steam should definitely be right out, on their ass about doing their own version of this, because they're gonna compete with Steam now. They're competing with PC and taking over that market now. Um, do you see them, like, I know you don't believe in Xbox or in any other storefront to take over Steam. Me neither, and I only have a few years with Steam. Do you see Xbox, at least, people leaning towards more Xbox store instead of Steam, or somebody
I mean,
else taking over?
that's what they're doing. The Epic Game Store tried exactly that, doing almost doing actually exactly the same thing as Xbox doing, basically buying out people, just sending those bags to people, just saying come into our store instead, and that's how they they have those sales in there because because they're giving bags out to the developers, so they put games on sales, basically buying out the competition, which Xbox and Microsoft has already been doing, and
Yeah,
clearly succeeding in that regard. But also in general, Xbox already have a certain portion of people playing, just because of the existence of a Game Pass. I don't think that's gonna change, and probably if anything, it's gonna be,
well,
who
that's yeah,
knows,
that's a
maybe
good
probably
reason too. That's a good reason too.
probably a lot of there will be quite a few PC players themselves who already maybe a little tired of searching for games, or really don't have time to be more choosy with their choices of games, so they would rather just pick a go to Xbox and get that subscription and just play whatever is on a front page, like that
Yeah,
for them. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know much about like the mindset of PC gamers. I only pick your mind about it because I don't know much about it. As a console gamer going into PC, I can see the reason why console gamers will definitely be interested in this Xbox if it is what they say it's going to be, which is a hybrid console PC that runs Windows, and also the same UI of this handheld that they got going on over here. So the point, like, my friends, they will not leave the consoles, but they can see the reason, and I mean, it's gonna be a little bit pricey, but if you think about it, they're right in the middle, right? So, like, if let's talk price, right? Let's say they meet around 1200, right? That's not bad if you look at it as a PC, right? It's also kind of bad if you look at it as a PC, because now you're in the PC how do you say, you're in the PC price range, right?
Yeah.
So you can you get a good PC with 1200?
Well, it used to be like that. That the PC, the besides the console was the competition over PC, and the console really was in the price range of console. So was whatever the console cost, people try to replicate the PC in the exact same cost, and usually after most of it, basically all the time you can build a better PC for exactly the same money as you buy the console. But in this case, I suppose it's just a matter of it's not a console itself; it's a handheld, so it's a completely different, you know,
Yeah.
level of of hardware there. And the only competition is Steam Deck, which they having a completely different approach in that sense. They competing with with the handhelds in general, and where the usually if this is the case, the most winning handheld is the cheapest one, and
Yeah.
currently the
Yeah.
cheapest and most successful handheld besides the Steam Deck is the Nintendo Switch in the first place. So
Yeah.
that's why in a sense, Steam playing the game where they try to, they also kind of in a sense, if you think about it, they sell hardware, not the they sell software, not the hardware.
Right.
Well, what matters to Steam is that people buy games on Steam. People interact with Steam itself, and what's the best way to do that is is to give Steam to as many people as possible. So in that sense, having a Steam even on an Xbox would be a very much a positive for Steam and whatever. But this is just different ways to approach, I guess, problems. And Xbox decided, probably for the reasons, for the financial reasons too, because they have to make profits on both fronts, software and hardware, and also in the fact that the handhelds themselves, they require power to play the games. Games ain't getting any easier to run, especially with
Right.
all the Unreal Engine bullshit,
Yeah.
and you have to kind of compensate with the power. And
Yeah.
yes,
I,
Xbox in that sense, just making a console for their needs and for whatever his requirements are.
because what is there left for consoles to do, right? It's like cell phones, right? What is there left for a cell phone to do? Huh? Like, you better camera, better battery, better processor. Okay, the to the average person, a cell phone is just eye candy, right? Oh, the
Yes.
new iPhone just came out, nice little color, orange, yada yada yada. But there's no like real big innovation. That's gone out the window already. Everything that was invented or created, it's already done. It's done. It's over. That's it. That you pretty much got a slap, right? A phone that just does whatever you needed to do. Your sidekick, basically. Same thing with games, with consoles. What is there else for a console to do? Like, where do you want them to go next? They can't go anywhere else but the PC route, right? Because these, you would say that these two, PlayStation 6 and I mean PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are mini PCs, right? They're AMD chips, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is it more for them to do with those consoles? What's next? They can't upgrade the graphics more than it already is. You know, if you want to see amazing graphics, you just turn on a PC and just fucking put up the graphics, and you'll see how good it runs and how optimized it can get. But there's it's not a leap. It's not a big leap from like the PS2 to the PS5. You understand? You're not gonna see a big leap. So what is there else for them to do? I think this is one thing that it's a very good idea to innovate, which is putting the both things together, a console and a PC. Bring the ease of use when it comes to the console. When you press a button, it turns on, it's ready to go, and also put all the storefronts in there, and you can go right into um, big picture mode when it comes to Steam or Epic Game, and you go right in there where all your games are. They're all there. So the decision for the next person, because I'm not buying it, but I do want to see. We will cover it here, and we will see all the videos and everything on this thing. It's basically in 2 years. Um, we will see something new, something innovative, and something that people are actually gonna copy off of. Because you think PlayStation's not gonna look at that and say, "Oh shit, we need one of those too." You think that Nintendo's not gonna be like, "Oh, we need to up our game and we need to do something like this as well." And you don't think Steam is not gonna look at that and say, "Hey, we're right there. We're like one step close to doing this." So consoles I think have reached their peak when it comes to graphics and all the other stuff and budget, low budget. Bring the price down. They can't bring the price down anymore. You see, they're all going up now because they can't. Now they're falling into the PC space, and they have to put up the prices. So this console I think is gonna be, maybe there'll be two of them. Maybe there'll be one lower spec than the other, and I think the lower spec will probably be like at 900, and then I think the higher spec PC slash console hybrid will be the top tier, which will be like probably 1200. I think personally, and then that's a lot of money. But then when you think about it, a cell phone is 1400, and you pay it off little by little, right? That's what people normally do when they upgrade their phone. They sell their phone, they get a little discount of their with their current phone, and then they just pay off the rest of it little by little with payment, with a payment plan. Um, if not, because they're basically also saying that it's going to be premium, right? It's gonna when it's premium, you got to think Apple, Samsung, premium products, the highest, the flagship, highest laptop, highest specs on everything. You're going to be paying a lot of money, but that's the cost of paying for premium, right? um and I think console players will probably look at it, right? The problem is the name. The Xbox name, it has a bad rep from what they did from before, and then console players, all the Xbox players are definitely gonna get this thing. They're definitely this is their next console, so they're gonna do it. They don't care, right? Because they're Xbox fanboys. They're not gonna give a crap about anything. They're gonna be like, we have the latest and greatest. We have the strongest processor. We're gonna be better than the PS6. They're gonna get it. The people that play on PlayStation, those are the people that probably Xbox is trying to reach, so they can move more towards PC gaming. And once they experience that, and these guys have to knock it out the park when it comes to their UI, because that UI on that handheld, it looks a little complicated to me. It looks weird. I mean, I haven't had it in my hand yet, but it doesn't look simple. It looks like you gotta press this button to go here, to go there. It don't look, it don't look too appealing to me. Like when I have my Steam Deck on my hand, it looks very simple. Like I just click the Steam button, boom, I'm in. Look at all this. Look at all these buttons. What do I need to mess with all this stuff? Like no, it's way too complicated for me. Like I mean, you gotta simplify it. You gotta make it very simple. Yes, you can have all these little tweaks and settings and everything for people that actually know what the hell they're doing, But remember, a console player, they're not dumb, but they also don't want to tinker with too much
They
of
are.
this. They want simple. You got to look at it as a simple mindset. They want simplicity. Press a button. I don't want to mess with settings unless I have to put
That's what
up
dumb
the
people want.
that. Yeah, well, but they're gonna learn, right? They're gonna learn how to do all this stuff, but they basically just want high frame rate. That's all they want. High frame rate, and that's it. And
That
the
and
game
that
can
and
run
that's
good.
and that's the reason for the price.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's quite ironic, honestly, because the innovation, it seems to be, is the accessibility. As many people, well, obviously, Xbox or Microsoft have a subscription to run, and the only successful way to run a subscription service is to have as many people as possible have access to it. And this
yeah,
is why kind of they try to have this, get everyone in on it. Accessibility is the here the name of the game, because handheld technically, is very much kind of innovation and accessibility, because you're allowed to play your games anywhere, anytime, I suppose, in that sense. And so
yeah,
whatever PlayStation, for example, has to do, it will be probably, also, right, make it more accessible, make it more convenient, make it more, add more reasons to even own a PlayStation device in the first place, compared to anything else, really.
yeah,
And but the thing is that with Xbox, right, the one thing, there's accessibility, but the price tag is very not very accessible. compared to Steam, which they did exactly the opposite in this part. They also need accessibility. That's what they try to achieve, but they did it through also with the support of the Steam Deck itself, make it as accessible as possible in that sense. And that's why it was so successful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to try to lower these console players more towards PC is going to be a problem when it comes not Xbox players. Like I said, they're probably they're already on board with that idea. I don't think they have a problem with the price tag because once you say it's also a PC, so you can't really get mad at it. It's a PC. So and now when you say it's a PC and I say 1200, you're gonna tell me it's a low end PC, right? Because I'm telling you it's 1200. Now, if I tell you I got a $2,000 PC, you're gonna be like, okay, you probably on some high end PC or a little mid to high end, right? We're thinking PC now. We're not thinking console anymore. So I'm pretty sure that's why they're gonna be on that. They're gonna be safe when it comes to that price tag. I don't think people are gonna be mad. They are gonna point it out. They are gonna yell at it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, look at these guys trying to come out with console with 1200." And we're gonna keep reminding them, hey, it's a PC as well, so you can't really get mad. You're getting all in one,
Yeah.
and if it
Not to mention,
especially if it runs Steam, like
not to mention the possible increases in the prices for subscription again.
oh yeah. And then subscription is gonna play a but they also said and they mentioned that they're not gonna not that it matters, but they're not gonna charge for online service anymore. So basically you can not have Game Pass if you don't want to. Just keep playing. You can literally buy this console slash hybrid and just play your Steam games on them. And that's it. Nobody's gonna tell you nothing. Nobody's gonna see shit. I'm really interested in how the voice chat is gonna go and how the friends thing is gonna go, friends list and invites and all of that. I want to know how they're gonna get that sorted. Because like, what if
It's gonna be
your friend is playing on PlayStation and you're playing on your Xbox, or maybe you're on your PC side of that console, and you want to send a friend request? I want to know how that's gonna work. And the voice chat. I think a lot of games are actually implementing the voice chats now open on there. Like I played, what was that last game that I played that I told you about online with my friends that is coming out like in a couple days? Arc Raiders.
uh, yeah.
I played Arc Raiders with them and I sounded perfect. They sounded perfect. We didn't even have to do anything. Normally we'll send a Discord chat and then we'll talk through there, but we didn't have to do anything. It was just open, and they heard me very clear. I heard them very clear. So I was like, oh, so let's just play like this. Fuck it. We don't have to connect our shit. So that's a little bit more concerning to me when it comes to that. I'm hoping that they have 2 more years, and I'm pretty sure they already got that part down packed. And they're working with AMD to make this console. So it's gonna be a very interesting time when this thing comes out. I'm very interested in seeing what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna like I said, I'm not gonna buy it. I have a very good PC. I don't need that. Are you gonna get it, B?
No.
You need it. Well, you need an upgrade. So stop that.
Well, it definitely ain't gonna be a little.
No, of course it's not gonna be that. I know that. But you definitely
toaster size, PC.
you definitely need an upgrade though. So yeah, that was the topic there. Let us know what you guys think about that console hybrid, what Xbox is doing, if Steam is gonna get it done eventually. Is somebody else gonna come in? Is PlayStation gonna be like, hey, let's do that too? Is Nintendo gonna be like, hey, we should do something like that? I doubt it. But it looks like Xbox it has a great idea, and I really want to see the turnout on this thing. All right, so for our next topic, we're gonna jump right into this guy right here. A couple of days ago, right? It was just a couple of days ago. They announced Halo, the campaign evolved, which is Combat Evolved, the first Halo game, running on Unreal Engine 5. Looks great. It's a little drops on frame rate here and there, but it's a pre-build whatever release. footage, so it's a work in progress. But I think this game is going to come out next year, 2026, and it's going to be released on PlayStation. Well, everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. So this is really the first time that a Halo game will be on PlayStation, and it's a big deal because Halo is pretty much Xbox Mario, right? Like Nintendo. Um, PlayStation, God of War, Kratos, Spider Man. This is their baby. This. They said that this is the final draw. They're still missing a lot of games that are not on PlayStation, like Fable. Um, there's a lot more games from Xbox, but yeah, this is the granddaddy of them all, which has never been on PlayStation and has always competed with PlayStation. And people have bought Xboxes just because of this game. Like I said, I was never an Xbox fan or anything like that. I seen people play it. I was always on PlayStation or Nintendo or Sega. Um, but it's a big deal, and it looks great. It does look great. I did play Halo Infinite and I loved it. um so if they're leaning more towards that gameplay and everything, which it looks like you can sprint now, and you couldn't do that in the older game. You can point your gun and shoot. You couldn't do that before. You could um basically do that now. So, and also you can toggle it off if you just want to keep it like classic. um have you seen this footage before, V?
Nah, partially.
Varsity, okay. And you played Halo games before?
I haven't, but I watched a couple of people. There's a certain content creators
Damn,
that
man,
I really love.
we gotta play Halo Infinite, man. We gotta play online so that you can see how this shit is.
No,
Uh,
I played the online part. Actually, I did, but not the campaigns, I suppose.
the campaign. So this is only gonna have campaign. It's not gonna have multiplayer, which I'm cool with it. People were a little bit upset because they wanted a battle against PlayStation players online, which I think it's because they are coming out with a separate Halo multiplayer, like a Warzone type of deal, but for Halo, like Infinite, like the one that they have now is called Halo Infinite, but they also have the free to play version of that. So I think that the next version of this game will have that as well. That's why they didn't announce it. This is just a campaign. That's what I think. And if they do, it would be cool. I just, of course, with free to play games comes a lot of trouble and a lot of, you know, pay to win or all that other stuff, man. I just,
Just pay.
yeah. uh, I definitely want to play this with you. I want to play the whole campaign, you, me, and I'll probably get two more friends, uh, and just experience it for the first time. As because I did play some of this way back in the days, but I didn't get to finish it or nothing. Because I remember I told you I briefly had an Xbox because I borrowed one from my neighbor. And this was one of the games that I played, Halo 1 and 2. But I never really finished. I finished Halo 2. That's the one that I finished. And then I gave him back to Xbox. But the PS, I mean, but this one, I definitely want to play it. It's gonna come out next year, so Xbox got a little bit of a good lineup. Well, they have their top dogs coming out next year, which is now Halo, right? Then we got Fable coming out. That's one of their top dogs. We got Gears of War. We got Forza Horizon 6 that's coming out as well. So these are their top dogs right here, these four. So then they got a whole bunch of other games that haven't been announced yet too. I don't think was the Elder Scrolls Online or Elder Scrolls 6. Uh, maybe that one is gonna come out because they said 2026, but I doubt it will reach. I think 2027 probably. They've been working on that game forever, but shit. What do you think about Xbox? Because to me now that I'm not on it, I'm not on consoles anymore. All these guys are publishers to me. You know, like what I say when I say Xbox, I mean just Xbox Studio. I don't mean the console. What do you think about that lineup and what the current state of Xbox right now?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a certain probably again all COVID, right? COVID happened, fucking shit went sideways. But I think what happened also then is that, right, as we all know, PlayStation decided to, heroically change their focus from the single player experiences into a live service fucking
Yeah,
money
yeah.
drain shit.
Hmm.
And when COVID happened and this happened at the same time, a lot of games, as we know, have been canceled like that, and been, canned,
Right.
basically, because they didn't, either weren't finished because of the COVID, or weren't satisfied, management weren't satisfied because of the new direction. Basically, a lot of, what been working in a PlayStation, cause PlayStation seems to had, before, even before, before COVID, used to have a rhythm of games. They, had the, one studio releasing one game, after a year the other releasing a
Hmm.
studio, releasing a game, or in between the, and it was, constant, there's a constant flow of games. Right now, yes, nothing is happening with fucking PlayStation. Rest in peace, I suppose.
I mean,
uh,
I mean, they released Ghost of Yote, and that was pretty much it for the year. They did
yes.
release Death Stranding, but I'm not gonna count that as one of their releases because of the fact that Death Stranding is timed exclusive to them. It's not their studio. They eventually, that game is eventually going to be on PC and on Xbox. So it's not really an exclusive. They just, it's a time exclusive. They're just holding it for right now. But other than that, that's pretty much what you got from PlayStation.
Right, in that sense, when Microsoft, even though they're no less shitty than PlayStation, I suppose, with their subscription service, they had that, this is what Microsoft, and Xbox was all about. They found this, this lucrative idea of subscription service, and they put all the focus in there. And it does not necessarily mean they had to cancel any games. It does not necessarily mean they have to abide by certain standards of, releasing, just, like PlayStation, or we're gonna do now live service. Live service is nice, but if it don't fly, it don't fly.
Yeah.
The point is that, right, because of that, and because of also additional, buyouts of a studios, Microsoft now in, clearly superior place than PlayStation,
Oh
because of
yeah,
those
yeah. When it comes to,
decisions.
yeah, when it comes to releasing games, hell yeah,
Yes.
right?
Because, if, if we, as we notice, none of the barely any games that Xbox themselves released have been a particular live service, or a game with any particular, heavy monetization, unlike PlayStation, where, even though they've been releasing a single player games like that. But yeah, but they, because clearly they do need, that fucking, those quarterly,
Earnings.
fucking earnings and bonuses. They
Yeah, yeah.
decided to quickly switch those games into being exclusive, from being exclusive to different platforms at that point. And
Multi-plat.
yeah, and that's what left them to be basically exclusive less,
Yeah. I mean,
exclusive less.
what I saw here, I was actually having this conversation with one of my friends. What I saw here was, so we got this year alone from Xbox, we got Avowed, South of Midnight, Oblivion, Towerborn, Doom: The Dark Ages, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, 2 and 3, but 3 and 4, Grounded 2, Gears of War Reloaded, whatever, which is like the third re-release of that, but it still came out this year. Keeper, Ninja Gaiden 4, Out of Worlds 2, and now Call of Duty like next month, right? Call of Duty Black Ops 7. So you got about 12 games from Xbox just this year alone from their studios, and then they have partner studios with Expedition 33, with Hollow Knights. There's a lot of games, man, and it's like, why would you hate, like, as a gamer, right? As a gamer, why would you hate on a company that's giving you a shitload of games? Besides Game Pass, we're not talking about Game Pass. Even though all those games came out on Game Pass, and if you have $30 subscription with them, you get all of that for free. But besides Game Pass, right? I'm just speaking because to me and to you, they're just publishers now, right? They've been publishers to you, they're publishers to me now, right? I don't play on their console anymore. So Why would I hate on them? They're giving me games. I'm a gamer. That's what I want. I want games. Whether they suck or whether they're good, they're still giving me games. You know what I mean? Like, what's the
Well, I
problem?
suppose, right. The only reason why we do that is obviously the nostalgia, and that is, yes, something very held dear by people, as you know, you personally yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just think that people should just, all right, yeah, Xbox fucked up a lot. They did a lot, but now look at it as they're a publisher to, especially to the PlayStation fan. Uh, you want to look at their showcases when they do one, because probably 9 times out of 10 those games are gonna come to your platform now, right? You got the Outer Worlds that just came out. Looks very interesting. All these games, Ninja Gaiden just came out as well. All these games, now you get that Halo that they just announced will come out for PlayStation, will come out for PC. All those games, and it's like, why would I hate on a company that's giving me games? People say that, oh, what did they do with all those 76 billion or that they wasted on all these publishers? Well, here they are. All these games are coming out like left and right, and they're all Xbox games now. We have to say they're Xbox games because they're owned by Xbox. They're owned by Microsoft. Let's just say Microsoft Gaming, right? Because that's what people want to call them now, Microsoft Gaming. Um, so it's like, why would I hate? Why would I hate on them? It's perfectly fine to say this is an Xbox game. It's coming from Xbox. It's gonna say it in the front. It's gonna say Xbox Studio. It's gonna say that, or it's gonna say Microsoft, owned by Microsoft, or whatever. Even Call of Duty, that's an Xbox game now. That's multiplat. All their games are multiplat. It's nothing wrong with that. It's okay, because we could deny all we want. At the end of the day, that game is still theirs. They bought it. So if whether they had their hand on it or they had something to do with it creatively, it's still theirs, right? They're still gonna make money. They're still gonna charge these storefronts, and they're gonna keep 70%, right? So doesn't matter. As long as they're giving me more games, as long as Steam keeps providing me the ease of use and giving me the great experience that I get from Steam with their sales and everything, I'm gonna stay right there, right put, and I'm gonna wait for all these games to come to me, including GTA 6. I made a decision, V, that I'm not gonna buy GTA 6 until it comes out on PC.
Oh, there you go. I suppose tell that to your boys who are lined up to buy it on all the platforms they can.
I'm gonna be too busy playing Crimson Desert, man. I'm not gonna play that. I'm not gonna play that, bro. I'm gonna be busy playing that game, bro. I'm like, oh, you guys let me know how good it is. You guys let me know how fun it is, and then I'll meet you guys when that game comes out on PC. I'm gonna get the best experience. I'm not gonna get no glitches, and it's gonna look better and run better on my rig than anybody else's. So why would I be mad about you guys playing it first? Who cares? I don't care about day one games, man. I'm good. There's a game that I am gonna buy soon, which is day one, which is from Nintendo. But other than that, I'm not buying. I don't buy day one games, man. I don't do that anymore. And also Arc Raiders. I'm probably gonna get that, but that's a $40 game. That's a $40 game, so it don't matter. You don't lose out on that. But yeah, I mean, that's quite a lineup. That's quite a quite a. You can't get your hand. You can't play all of those games, man. There's just like too many of them. You're just gonna have to pick and choose which one you want to play. Any of those interest you, V? Outer Worlds, maybe?
I know the first Outer Worlds was the quite a disappointment to me, honestly, and is a technically a decent, I suppose, narrative games in some senses, but yeah, it was a quite a shit show to me, honestly. And from what it seems, the Outer Worlds 2, just like my beloved franchise, Borderlands, learned all the wrong lessons and gonna do exactly what I disliked, but even more now. So I'm not particularly excited for this one, but I will definitely check it out what the other people think about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, let's see what they let's just see what they're gonna do. Let's see what they cook. You know, I think next year is also gonna be a great year for Xbox. I think it's gonna be a very good year for Nintendo, and I have no idea what PlayStation is gonna do because I don't hear anything from these guys. Do you have any games that you think that PlayStation is coming out with next year? Because I really don't know. I'm lost. Don't we have 2 months left of this year to be over? What
Yes.
they coming out with? I have no idea, bro.
Not
And
much.
and as a PC gamer, I'm very disappointed. I wanted games from everybody, you know. So hey, well that's the video, guys. Let's see, let's see what happens. The future's bright for for the next generation, I guess, because of the whole hybrid thing. But and then the
Xbox
support.
clearly.
Yeah, and then supposedly PlayStation is gonna come up with 3 devices, which is a PlayStation 6, a PlayStation like slim version, dumbed down, and a handheld type of deal to compete with the Nintendo Switch.
Don't forget the latest innovation, smell-o-vision or whatever the smelling.
Yeah, they
It's
like
gonna
literally
change the game.
they're literally just gonna sell hardware and never come out with a game. I don't know, man. I'm hoping for the best for everybody because, like I said, more games from these studios, better for us, right? That's what I want. I always want everybody to do good. Um, but let's just see, man. Let's see what happens. Let us know, guys, what you think down below in the comment section. Like the video, share it with your friends. You know, it's gonna be a crazy 2026. And I'll see you guys in the battlefield, right? We're playing this one next, right?
Yeah, battle ops of Black 7.
All right, guys. Peace out. V.
Bye.